Welcome to the Rich Flow of Life podcast. Join Valerie Kanay, the award-winning authority author, as she takes you on a journey for your personal evolution. Valerie Kanay talks to enlightened featured guests who hold the keys to unlock your unique life situation. They each bring to the table their very powerful personal spin to inspire and empower you to learn to step up your game into the rich flow of life.
I'm Valerie Kanay, and our featured guest today is Phyllis Russell. I am just so happy and delighted to raise her up right now. But Phyllis tells me that our thoughts really do shape our lives. So it's important to have thoughts that will help bring more love and care to ourselves. I just love the type of work that Phyllis does. I'm learning new to all of this myself, so let me share with you. But you see, at one point in Phyllis' life, she became suddenly ill and had a near-death experience. But she was given the option to transition or to stay. Well, guess what, my friends? I am so glad that she decided to stay, because I can love her now that she's here and welcome her to be with us on this program. So welcome, Phyllis. I'm so glad to have you.
Thank you.
So anyways, I want to let you tell us a little bit about this near-death experience when things fall to pieces in people's lives and you still can have hope and purpose, because you are the hope and purpose expert. So just start with that, please.
Well, first of all, that experience that I had was inexplicable. And I believe it was spiritually designed because it did change the whole focus of my life. And I've always been a spiritual person, but this put everything in a whole new light. And it was at that point that I realized that before I passed on, I had a message in my heart that I was meant to give to the world. And rather than transitioning, my choice was to stay and proclaim that message. And this is what I am now doing, and that's what the focus of my life is at this point.
Mm-hmm. Is it, Phyllis, what was the nature of the illness or whatever that caused you to go out like that? What was going on with you at that time?
It was basically inexplicable. It had flu-like symptoms, but it just progressively got worse and worse for no apparent reason. There was no physical reason for it. And that's why I believe it was something that was put in my life to sort of like a wake-up call to tell me, okay, Phyllis, this is a turning point for you. You need to do something now. So
okay. I got you. So is that what led you yourself? Because I know you work with other people about finding out why they're here. And so that sounds like to me what led you to know why you were here, to do the work that you're doing as the giver and a blessing, the oneness movement. So is that correct?
Definitely. That is correct.
All righty. So how do you help other people find their purpose?
Well, first of all, I'm very big on telling people they need to look within. Everybody has had a voice within them since the moment they were born. And we become so busy in our lives that we often lose touch of that inner voice, and we start living our lives just on remote control, basically, or on autopilot, and we lose our focus, we lose that inner voice, and we forget who we are, and we lose our purpose and meaning in life.
Okay. So how do we get back in touch and get control over our thoughts and our lives when it's spiraling out of control and downhill and, like you said, losing touch with the inner voice? What do we do to get back on track?
I suggest spending 5 minutes first thing in the morning, if at all possible, to just connect with yourself. 50 minutes alone with no interruptions, where you can be quiet, close your eyes if you can, just be quiet and feel your body, your breath, and just be quiet and still. And it is normally at that time where you're going to hear that little voice that's be with you all your life. So turning off all the chatter in your head, all the noise. And at that time, if you ask questions about what it is, serious answers that you have concerning your life, you will get answers. Maybe not immediately, maybe not even that same day, but you will get answers. But you need to be quiet. You need to turn off that chatter in your mind.
Okay. Is there some kind of way, Phyllis, that a person would have to work up to turn that chatter off? Or is it immediate with a process that you use? How does that work out?
It does take practice. And yes, it does take practice because we're so used to that chatter. But being consistent doing that, I would say every day, basically every day of your life. And eventually it's going to get easier and easier, and you will find yourself getting into that state of quiet much more easily.
I hear you. So I know you're highly spiritual yourself. Would a person have to be as high spiritually as yourself, or is anybody can do this? Or I know it takes practice over a period of time, and your programs, there's an outline for them to get through they could be able to achieve this, or to be able to get that direction if they're not a highly spiritual person. Or how does that work out, Phyllis?
No, I do not believe that it's required to be a highly spiritual person, because we've all had that voice right from the moment we were born, right from when we were children. I mean, we've been directed through our lives, like, don't go there, because, there's danger that way. Or, don't do this. Yes, do this. We've been prompted, or we've had gut feelings and so on throughout all our lives. And that is part of our little inner voice. So anybody can tune into that voice. It doesn't require a spiritual person. Anybody can tune in. But yeah, it does take practice.
Okay. So anybody could do it. So that's good to know, because sometimes people will think, oh, it just sounds so spiritual. So there you have it. It's not just spiritual. Anybody could benefit from this sort of. So when things fall apart and fall to pieces in a person's life, and they still need to find hope, they want to find their purpose, what do you recommend be the first thing that they take the reins to get back charge and control of their life?
Well, unfortunately, it is something that many people experience, and that is because life is changing at such a rapid pace. Everything around us is changing. The internet and technology is growing by leaps and bounds. So we feel that, yes, that everything is spiraling out of control. Relationships are falling apart many times, or jobs are being lost, sometimes to technology. But in any case, what a person can do in those times is, first of all, learn to love themselves, learn to value who they are, and realize that they do have control over their situation. And it does not come from looking outside themselves. It does not come from looking at other people or at technology. Technology cannot tell you, who you are, what your purpose is, or it might tell you what you should do, but it does not necessarily mean that it is in keeping with your purpose. So I would tell people again to turn within, and that again is why it's so important to spend those little 50 minutes or longer first thing in the morning to find your meaning, because quite often things happen in our lives because there is a greater plan, there is a bigger meaning that we cannot see at the time. And when we connect with our eternal self, that part of us that never changes, that becomes our anchor. So when everything is changing and moving around us and everything's falling apart, we have that anchor within us. And we do not have to look anywhere else because the answers are right there. But again, we need to spend that time connecting with that anchor.
Okay, so the connection is important. So we just lose track of the connection with what's already built in us when we come. So this leads us into something very interesting to me also. I know that you help and you work with a lot of artistic people, and especially those that get out of sync with being in touch with their creative flow. So for a person that's very artistic and they have things that they like to express, How do you help them get that flow moving again, getting that mojo going, as they call it?
All right. Well, I would tell them to take a look back at that moment when they first decided, yes, I want to be this or that. I want to be an artist. I want to be a writer. I want to be a painter. Okay. So go back in time and remember that moment and get in the feel of that moment. Feel the excitement. Feel the fire that led you to that decision, and dwell on that for a period of time. And with time, that fire is going to come back. It may take some time, but that fire will reignite itself within you. Because if you decided to be that, it's quite likely that is part of your purpose in life.
Oh, cool.
So, and that's already imprinted into you. So it's just a matter of you re-tapping into that fire.
All right. That is so very awesome. So if it was there before, you saying you can reignite it.
Definitely, yes.
Okay, cool. It's like, I don't know why this just came to my mind. I had a vision like looking into a fireplace with the fire burning, and as the fire get low, you add the wood. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
what you kind of saying. Like, just put some more wood on it. Re-strike it up again, strike the match again, or do whatever you need to do. But I'm sure you have specific ways to guide people through the process, and that's what make your work so awesome. So at this point, we are going to bring the program to an end, but I want to give you the opportunity to share your ultimate purpose information, the website, the roadmap, the ebooks. Just fill us in on that. Take some time and share about that, okay?
Well, yes, I would like to tell everybody about the Real You messages that are available on my website that are meant to inspire you and to help you connect actually with your inner self. And you can get these, they're my gift to you. They're on my website on the homepage. My website is www.myultimatepurpose.com, and you'll find them on the homepage on the resources tab. So just click on resources. That will bring you to my Real You messages, and you will find there as well my ebook, which is also a gift to you, and it's called the 7 Essential Steps to Finding Your Purpose.
Nice.
And you could get this as well. As I said, this is my gift to you. You will also find that on the resources tab.
Okay. And then what about the roadmap?
Right. I would like to invite everybody on this, in your audience here, to purchase their own life roadmap. What that is, it's a session with me where you will discover what your gifts and your talents are that you were imprinted with at time of birth. And it's an analysis of your name and your date of birth, which actually say a lot about you, believe it or not. And this will assist you actually in finding your purpose, just learning there are a lot of hidden things about us that we don't know until we go to that life roadmap. It is quite fascinating.
It is. I'm going to head over and get mine too. You say what, my name and my birth date, or what did you say?
Yes, that's right. Yes, just go to the homepage, and you'll see there's a button called Products. There's a drop box, and you'll see it in there. Just click on there. That'll take you over to the page, and you have the option for either 30 minutes or 60 minutes, depending on what it is that you choose.
That is so awesome. Yeah, that is so awesome, Phyllis. What about the blessing giver part, if they wanted to do that? You just say that's personal, but what if somebody decided, boy, I really want her to come and do that with me? How would we do that?
Well, that is not something that I offer right at this point in time. I might sometime in the future. That's not exactly set up yet at this point in time.
Gotcha. So anyways, we have a lot of great stuff that we covered here, and I'm so happy to have had you talk with me and take your time out. I don't take that lightly, so I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, this program has come to an end, Phyllis. I love you dearly, and I'm going to say goodbye.
Well, thank you, Valerie, for having me on this show. And I hope this chat has been helpful for your audience. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You have been listening to the Rich Flow of Life podcast with host Valerie Kanay. We're most appreciative you took the time to be with us. And thank you. For more action, go subscribe to Valerie Kanay Talks YouTube channel and like us on Facebook at Valerie Kanay Talks and follow us on Twitter at Valerie Kanay. Until next time, we love ya.